Hello, everyone, and hello, Lucia.
Hi, Natalia.
We are here to have a chat with Lucia, who is my client and who went through an incredible transformation. And I wanted to have a brief chat with her so she could share her own experience of the process she went through and what transformation she experienced. So, Lucia, can you tell us, please, what drew you to work with me? Is there anything specific that you came with, and how you felt when you came to do this work?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Natalia, for having me. And I will, with great pleasure, share my experience working with you because for me, it was really, really transformational. And yeah, so why I came and I asked to work with you was that for already 1 year, I was dealing with a post-traumatic stress disorder. And I am myself a hypnotherapist, I am coach. And in the beginning of this year, it was quite easy to find a help for myself. And in fact, I was suffering like from 13 symptoms from PTSD. They are like around 17 symptoms, so I had 13. And I received help, so I felt better. But with PTSD, these symptoms, some of them, they can appear later on. And on the top of that, I was also dealing with some personal circumstances in my life. And what also happened to me, I think, as I was traumatized because I was exposed to this shocking experience in my life, I think that I was like shaken. And in the certain moment, when I was still dealing with my symptoms, I was looking for help, but it felt like nothing makes sense anymore. Like I couldn't go and work with someone who is rewiring my brain because I felt like it's like I'm raping my brain, right? It didn't feel natural for me. Natural is maybe right word. Manifestation didn't make sense. So when I saw some coaching speaking about manifestation, all these doing things, I found myself like, what's that? It doesn't make sense. Okay. I was like, good. So how I'm going to find someone who will help me, right? And I was in such a bad state because later on, I think from September, I started to really felt irritable. I had irritable bowel syndrome, a lot of bloating, and it was really, really painful. And I was not able to help myself. And I didn't want to go for this tough medication, which doctors can prescribe you. And I started to search and I just set intention like, I just really need help. And then I remember I bought a book from Dr. Hawkins, Ego is Not Your True Self. And I started to read the book and I said, this is what also I think. And this makes sense. And then I found you, Natalia. I don't know how. I think it was via Facebook. And I watched maybe like almost all your videos on YouTube. And there was one video about the role of women in this world. And I said, exactly, this is it. This is also what I know it's like that. And then there was one video about manifestation. And I said, exactly. From what place we manifest? If we manifest from ego, we will get it, but there is a price to pay. And then I was like, this is it. And then I started to following you. And then I think it was like maybe 2 months ago, I reached out and we had our first session. So we had 8 sessions together. And the first, yeah, of course, investment. Investment is important because I was in a certain life situation dealing with other things. And I was like, oh my goodness, investment. But then I was just like, okay, so let's do it. Like, I really need the help. I didn't find anyone. Just let's do it. And the first sessions were incredibly profound. Incredibly, it's like the space I've never been before. What I mean, I reach out, but also what was very profound were their deep, heavy emotions, which were somewhere there, stored nicely, hidden from everyone in my subconscious mind. And I really want to highlight that I was working a lot on myself. I was working a lot with my subconscious mind. But what appeared and what popped up during our sessions were deep childhood trauma, like nothing horrible, yes, but what we as a kids can create in our mind. And it was so deeply rooted, and it didn't appear in any single session I had when I was working with other hypnotherapists. And it appeared in a session with you. And even I didn't remember this memory. And it was exactly this I would say, like, limitation or certain personal tendency when I was attacking myself with my belief system, with everything what I created. And I just felt it, because I felt like in the situation in which I am right now, I feel like that. But I didn't understand from where it comes from. And I found this understanding in the session with you. And then when I was thinking after the session, oh my God, like I did so much work on myself, and this never pop up. And this is the thing.
It is the same, yeah. Mm.
It is the thing. And then I was like, this is exactly the point, that it's important to choose a person with who we are going to work with. It can cost a money, yes. But this person needs to be in a highest, in a different state of consciousness than we are, because otherwise we cannot receive help. And this is very, very important. So because you are in a different state than I was, and you were in far different state than other people I was working with, that's why it was possible. And it was just like this in our session. We didn't need to do like a lot of, like probing questions. It just pop up. And for me, it was just like, and since that session, I was like not having these limited feelings anymore, no low emotions anymore. And I found really like inner peace.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. Yes, the work that you do in consciousness is instantaneous. That's why sometimes, as in your case, and that's why we are talking, in your case, it went so fast. The transformation was in no time. And that's possible in pure consciousness, which is why I want more people to know the incredible power that is in that state, in the state which is actually within everyone, just underneath the personal limited tendencies, blueprints, and structures. So that's what we do in our sessions. We dissolve that limited blueprints and structures so that pure consciousness can penetrate deeply your brain, your body, and clear from the inside out. Yeah, that limitations, that deep-rooted patterns that have been there for ages, and so that you become you. That's the point. The less there is your personal self, the more there is you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And there is this feeling of really being in the state of love, because this is what I experience. It's like, it's something I don't even know how to put words on it. It's really a state of being. everyone should experience, because it's like homecoming. I think I created last time a post. Yes, it's like a homecoming. You just know you are at home and you feel great there. You don't want to go anywhere, right? And what I would like to also mention is regarding physical symptoms, that even physical symptoms for IBS disappear, like right after the session, like the next day. It was just pleasure to go to toilet.
Could you clarify what is IBS? Just
It's irritable bowel syndrome.
bowel symptoms. Yeah,
Exactly. So I was suffering from a bloating and from pain. And it's also a symptom of post-traumatic stress disorder.
and they disappear just in no
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. They disappear. They disappear. And even my personal life situation in which I was started to like move forward. Yes, to resolve. Even what was incredible was that I was also suffering from some rashes on my skin, and I was not able to find a doctor, because in France, I don't know, they are all booked like 3 months in advance. And I remember after first session with you, we were not working on this. I found a doctor, and she was able to do diagnosis before I was not able to find anyone. But then we made this another session, and the rashes disappear. And I remember I said, Natalia, maybe I should cancel my appointment. But then I was like, if she wants to do like some test, okay, let's have a test. But it's really, really very powerful.
Yeah, because like our physical illnesses are, well, to be precise, it's most of them, if not all of them, let's say 80%, are coming from the limited personal consciousness. These are the deep-rooted emotions, subconscious emotions, pain, anxiety, fear, worry, and all of that impact our physical body. So when we start working in coming back to our original natural state of pure consciousness, automatically our body comes to its natural state. It takes time, but sometimes the symptoms that are related to that deeper emotional issues, they just disappear.
Yeah.
So and it does not take long time for that to happen.
Absolutely, it doesn't take a long time. And also the process working with you was very interesting, because I remember when I sent you a message, I think after 4 weeks, like, Natalia, I'm not creative. My creativity is gone. I feel empty. And you said, yeah, but we are emptying you. And it was really, I felt during these weeks that I need to be by myself. And this is very, very important, like I am my only priority, and this is my pampering myself. I'm working on myself. And it was really like we were emptying my system from structures, from old beliefs, from old patterns. And I experienced this like feeling being emptied for the first time really in my life. And the feeling when I found what you call me in my body, my true self, and this feeling is really just, I even feel that I'm walking now differently. And I met with my friend, it was a week ago, and she told me, it was after our last session, Natalia, and she told me, like, I cannot even look into your eyes are so strong. And I said, yeah, that's me, that's my soul.
Yes, when you are emptied from your personal self, from all that limited tendencies, blueprints, structures, you are you. You are in the presence of yourself. So that's why what we are doing in our work, we are not improving, we are not becoming, We are not ascending. We are not doing any kind of work that is done on the personal consciousness level. We are returning to what you truly are. And we are dissolving what you are not. So
Yeah.
that's why the process that we do is different from perhaps what everyone else is doing, is in a way that I tell you that you are already perfect and you are already complete. It's just that you forgot what you are, and that you created a lot of distractions in
Yes.
yourself. Yeah, distractions, mental, emotional distractions that are taking you out of your nature. So that's why we are emptying the content of your consciousness, that is emptying everything that you are not. The personal limiting blueprints and structures, so that when we are emptying that, you are you. You're
Yeah, this
embodying what you truly are.
yeah, exactly. And this process of emptying was really very unique, I would say. And I will not lie that I felt great immediately. No, all this emptying comes with purging all these structures, emotions. So, but I was ready for that. I knew it's a detox, in fact.
Yes,
So,
it is a very, very deep detox that is happening on all levels, on psychological, on mental, on emotional. So whatever is there that needs to come up and be released and dissolve, all of that comes up. So yes, that's the process that everyone goes through, and it's a natural, it's an integral part of coming back to what you truly are.
yes, absolutely.
Is there anything else that you experienced during the process? You mentioned that the body changes, the circumstances of your life started changing. Anything else that you experienced in the process?
So I finally understood what you are explaining and sharing in your work. Okay. Because when I was listening your YouTube, I was like, yeah, this like makes sense, but what's that? Like how? Okay, how? And especially when you were speaking about gosh, I forgot. I forgot what I wanted to say. Yes, especially when we were speaking about that everything is like a reflection of us, like how we perceive it. It's like what is inside. And I remember I had a huge breakthrough in one of our sessions when I told you I feel great in the nature, blah blah blah, but I don't feel good there and there. And then I realized like there is no nature. It's really my state. I really now understand what it is you are talking about. It is exactly like how do I perceive? Like I can say I now experience this state like
Yeah.
there is nobody, there is nothing. And this is something what I was not able to understand with my mind when I was listening to your work before, until I experienced it by myself. And for me, it was deep. Like, I don't even know how to explain that because you cannot get it by your mind. You really have to feel this state
Yes.
of being. And this was for me very profound because I am very intuitive. I'm also very analytical. But to experience something very profound like that, it's like you just have to experience it. You cannot put words on it. Mind cannot understand.
Yeah, yes, Lucia. That is true. You can listen with your mind, you can understand with your mind, but to make it your living experience, that's totally different. What matters is actually you live it, and it's not only that you experience it once and it goes, right? That becomes your daily living experience, a daily living state, daily living reality. And
Absolutely.
and that's a beauty that changes your perception, how you see things, changes your circumstances, even changes your physical health.
Yeah, absolutely. And what happened when I was telling you I'm not creative at all, Natalie, I'm just empty. And then in the certain moment, I just received like a lot of creativity. But it was like coming to me,
Yeah,
everything. And this is very, very important. What I would love to share that people think that they have to sit and do something. Yes, but it's not about doing. Of course, there are things we have to do, okay, like technically to be life like today, right? But the creation is really, it's coming by itself. Even I am in the state now that I just say, oh, this would be nice. And then next day, it's just happening, but it's coming to me.
the yes.
This is really, really beautiful because this is also certain, like, everyone is saying you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do all the time something, but that's not the point.
Yeah, it's a very important thing you mentioned, but that again comes from experience. And some of my clients who start to embody this state and live it, they experience that everything is totally different from what everyone is telling them about. That it's really creation is not really, oh my God, what the hell I'm gonna think about, do, what I'm going to create, what shall I produce, what content I'm going to write. There is no these things anymore. This that whatever needs to be created just comes. and
Yeah.
and you do that. It's the process starts to be really effortless and very flowing. Well, I don't like to use this word, but that's how it is. It's no strain, no struggle. It's just flowing creativity.
Yes, absolutely. And it's also what I see that people think like, okay, I have to work on my beliefs, I have to work on this, but in fact, this is not about beliefs. It's not like you don't have to work on beliefs. You just have to get rid of everything.
Yeah, but that's the most difficult part because,
Mm.
see, people want to be something. They want to create a certain identity that wants to be someone and believe in someone and do something. But what we are saying is just we are not creating anything. We are returning to the truth of what you are, which is that purity, which is nothing to speak of. Yeah, you are becoming nothing to speak of. Not you are becoming, you are returning to that place where there is just a purity of consciousness. There is no personal identity, personal limiting identity. And then once you are no thing, so no thing, no personal identity, then there is wholeness. Then you become everything, and then the creation starts working through you. And then this is the miracle that that you start to live and experience in your daily life and everything that you do, and even in your business, in your relationships, in absolutely all your daily life becomes a miracle. There is no other word for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And this state of love, because as you said, that the love is not feeling, it's a state of being. This
Yes.
is really something. It's just beautiful. It's completely different state of being than what I used to before. And also what is interesting is that now I see the world from different lenses. I'm able to say who is creating from their mind and who is really creating from this authenticity, from pure being, because it is different. There
Yeah.
is a huge difference. And the
Yeah.
people also, when they speak, I immediately see if they are too much in their head or only in their head. But they say, I want to be myself. Good, good. But you need to unbecome first.
Yes, you need to unbecome everything that you think about yourself and believe about yourself. And that is important that people can hear this, because a lot of people are still following that pattern of becoming someone, or improving, or ascending, or whatever they are doing,
Yes,
taking them out of themselves. But the creativity, and actually, yeah, it's interesting that you pointed out that you can see from which state everyone is speaking from, because now, when with pure perception, that with a purity of consciousness, you can clearly see, yeah, where the person is coming from, and whether they are being authentic in their expression. And in fact,
yes.
true authenticity and true genius comes from the greater creation. Yeah, comes from that pure intelligence. That's
Yeah, absolutely.
that's a place of genius. You want to create extraordinary, beautiful thing. Come to that place of pure intelligence within yourself.
Yes, absolutely. It's like we can maybe use example of manifestation. Yes, people are like, I have to do journaling. I have to do, I don't know what rituals. I have to create vision board. And this is exactly what I was just like, okay, this is like nonsense. And it, to me, it came like this. It was just like, okay, I know it's nonsense. I'm searching for something else and someone else. Also, like when people say universe, I don't know what universe, and universe has a control over our life, right? But it, in fact, it's a life force.
Yes.
Yes, and it's also, there is no universe, right? There is no universe. And for me, it was it was really, really beautiful for me to make this work with you, Natalia, because there are many people out there. But to find someone like you, full of wisdom, uh, it's it's just like priceless. I mean, I remember after our last session, I said, "Well, I invested money and I got me. This
Yeah.
is what I got from the cooperation. I got me in my body, as you're saying."
And that's the most priceless thing that you ever need, because when you have yourself, that
Absolutely.
self, then you have everything.
Yeah,
Everything
absolutely.
comes to you.
Yeah. And also, what is important is that I felt that I know, and it will come, that I will change the things in my business. I will change the way how I do my sessions with the clients.
Oh, yes.
Because absolutely. And I knew it. I knew it will come. And now I know I'm going to change the things, because it's like I can't go against. I just have to be in this wisdom and in the knowing, which is very unique for everyone. And I would say that certain structures which people needs to follow, for example, certification is typical example. Okay, you have to follow structure. It's huge limitation.
Yes.
It's a huge limitation. Me, I never done. I now I understand why, because it was always in me. I never done ICF certification for a coaching, because when I was following the structure and the process of asking questions, I felt limited. And
Mm.
it was like in 2019 when I felt like, no, I mean, I have so much wisdom. I'm so intuitive when I have a session with the client that I can't just not ask this question, and or I cannot just share with client this what just came. So I started to feel since 2018 maybe this difference in the way how I'm working, but I didn't know what it is. And now I know that all these structures, it's just limitation when we follow structures.
Yeah, it
We
is.
are not the surgeons, okay? That we have to follow certain structures and instructions because we have to. We are not the surgeons.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. Structures create limitations. So if you have a certain technical knowledge, as you say, surgeon, right, you follow that. But when you have the freedom from the self-imposed limiting structures, you are always able to create something totally different. Yeah, so even if you do need basic technical skills, right, to do certain things like surgeon, still you are able to come up with something else. There is a space for that, right?
Yeah,
You're not tied up to a certain limited protocol. And
absolutely. And this is, excuse me, I'm jumping.
go ahead, yeah.
But it just came now. I would love to share that this is exactly how we should be.
Yes,
Because if we will follow structures, we will not bring anything new to the world.
absolutely.
So once we are connected to our true self, this is the way how we can create and bring the new methods, new way of working, wisdom to the world. But it's not in following the structures.
Yes, absolutely. And that is something that I aim with my work to prepare people that will be the leaders of that. We can call it the new world, that are acting from pure intelligence.
Mhm.
Because it's very important that for people who are the visionaries, for people um, who are working with the others, who are guiding others, who are leaders, who are in creating innovations, that they come from that place of pure intelligence, because that is the place when the action is always right. Right, not in the sense of right or wrong, but right in the sense of being true to the humanity as a whole, to the whole existence. Yeah, so that it's not coming from a tiny, limited, conflicting personal consciousness that wants to do just something that it wants to do for the sake of becoming someone.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
absolutely.
that is in service actually to the whole, and
Absolutely.
and such action only can come from the pure intelligence, because limited consciousness is just not capable of acting in that way. It does not have the vision. It does not have the capacity. It does not have love.
Yeah.
Because the pure intelligence that we are talking about is love, and that is a state, and that is what you experience. That is what is your living experience, and beautiful love that is within yourself, that 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 does everything right and true and beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And as you mentioned, for leaders, it's very, very important because we have companies, especially in corporations, which are very limited, where people cannot be who they truly are, right? Yes. So I come from corporate world, so I could speak about it, right? But yeah, this is very important to receive this type of service that people can really start to create from their purity and lead from this life force
Yeah,
and create and I call it that they need to work with someone who will find this uniqueness in them, and it will come, it will come to this world as a result of their work. So
Yeah.
this is very important, to work with someone who will find uniqueness in them.
And it's interesting that you mentioned uniqueness, because a lot of people have fear that, oh, if you become impersonal, so if you come to the pure consciousness, which is not a personal thing, then we lose our individuality. I heard that reservations, and in fact, it's exactly the opposite. But you lose your personality. The personality is a limited, always an imposition on your individuality. But the true uniqueness and the true individuality functions only in the climate of purity. When the purity illumines your body, then your uniqueness shines through, and
Absolutely.
that's your genius.
Absolutely. Thank you for mentioning this, Natalia. This is also what I wanted to mention, that people have a fear that they can lose something. Some of them, they build their business on it.
Yeah.
And what will happen? Yes, if I will not have, I had a potential client, and because I'm helping women with premenstrual syndrome or premenstrual PMDD. And she came and I said, I'm able to help you. And she said, but if you will really help me, how I'm going to do my business? Because they build something on their current condition. It's not good, it's painful. And I see this, that people are afraid that I go, I change something, what I will do? My business will change me. I'm happy that my business will change because this is how it should be, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And the fear is only to lose what you are not. Because what you
Yeah.
truly are, you can't lose, because you've never been separated from that. You only forgot what you are. You were only distracted by all the things that you believed in, and all the things that you went through, and you just and you completely forgot the nature of what you are, the deeper nature. So once you start living that, you realize the truth of what you are and start living that, the process is in losing what you are not only. So whatever is not you, that would go. Whatever is not good for you, this in a way of people or circumstances, that would also go. So it's kind of, you are coming to the greater and greater harmony within yourself and with the outer world. That's probably the best way of putting that. So it's just one big harmony that is, as when ultimately there is no difference between outer and inner. There is no outer and no inner. It's just one big harmony.
Yes, absolutely. And this was also one thing which was like, okay, now imagine that even with all the senses we have as a human, you are still in this state of pure consciousness. That how the heck I shall do it? But it was exactly in the beginning. So now I'm able to be there also when my senses are on.
Yeah.
And it's really just a question of practice.
Yeah.
Because when all the structure are gone, and then we live in this harmony and in the state of like love.
Yes, it's it's interesting to say, but it is true to some extent that initially it does take effort to come to that effortless place.
Yes.
So, and an effort, again, not to create anything or to become someone, but rather to an effort and actually strength to dissolve all of that, and to see and expose all of that you did not want to look at, that you've been hiding, or were not aware of for many, many, many years. And everyone has lots of that. It's not, because we all share the same pain. So the whole consciousness of humanity is based on the same suffering, same pain, same worries, insecurities, fears, self-doubt, all of that. It's interesting that some people, like when they do a lot of work of self-improvement, which is just improving the personal consciousness, that say that the self-doubt never goes.
Yes.
And I say, well, that is not true. Self-doubt does not go because you are still in the limited personal consciousness.
Absolutely.
Embody. That's why I use the word embody, because embodiment is actually living it practically, being in the sensory world and acting in the daily world, but still being in pure consciousness. Well, that takes some effort, and that takes integration. Yeah, the body and your mind. Your mind is also becoming purified of all that memory, accumulated psychological memory that it does not really need.
Yes, and also how we deal with resistance. This is also one very important thing what I learned and I went through by working with you, how to deal with resistance, yeah, and then how it just dissolved.
Yeah.
It was very, very powerful because, yeah.
And that is because resistance is one of the peculiarities of personal consciousness. Personal consciousness can only exist in resistance, in struggle, in conflict, in opposition. So that's how it perpetuates its existence. So when you know how to deal with that, you can change things instantly.
Yeah.
So it's beautiful. And did you have any reservations or any doubts about doing this work? I just want to address that because I know that a lot of people are listening to the videos on YouTube. I know that a lot of people are watching them, and they are reading my contact, and then maybe they want to step forward and actually experience that and do the work, and inevitably they come against resistances. Yeah, so certain doubts or objections. So I wanted to ask you if you had any of those, and how you address that.
Well, my only thing was what we are going to do within 6 weeks. Okay, 6 weeks. And then, of course, it's an investment. Yes, it's an investment. And I learned that I know that everything we invest in ourselves. Yes, but through another person. And here I was ready to invest, and I really want to invest it well. So that's why I took my time. I check, also other people, and then I was like, okay, but if you pay somewhere 30% less, it's just a waste of money because you don't receive a service. So it's not about the money; it's about the person. And as I said, that we need to work with someone who is in a different state of consciousness that we receive help. And I was somehow drawn to work with you. And then when we had the call, there was a connection, which is very, very important for me. And this is what everyone should listen. It's not about the money, because you will earn money. Okay, always we will earn money. Money are just number on a bank account, right? But then there is this co-creation, and for me it's very important. So if I co-create with someone, and it's the same when I work with my client, for me it's highly important. to have the connection because we are co-creating. Yes, so it's not that you are doing something and I'm receiving. No, it's like you open the door and I'm stepping in, okay, and I'm ready. I'm ready for this work, okay. And it's also important that it's a person who will help you to with the resistance which can appear. Yes, and now I really working with you. I really feel this, that the deepest subconscious things which are hidden. There must be someone, I don't want to say powerful, but someone on another side who is able to like dig in there with you, that you can just experience freedom, because this is what it is. It's a freedom from structures, from emotion. So I would say that whomever find you, it's not just by chance, right? On social media. And if they like find that what you are doing, saying, teaching, that it makes sense, because for me it was the first thing. I was like, this is what makes sense. This is exactly what it resonates with me. Then they should not really think and rethink, because me, after 8 weeks, it was amazing transformation. So if you take it, what you can receive, and in 8 weeks you can be somewhere else. Circumstances can be completely different than 8 weeks ago. And in my case, also my physical health and emotional health, I'm incredibly grateful because I feel different.
Beautiful. Yeah. Resistance comes up when there is a genuine, powerful work. I know that with myself, when I worked with my teachers, there was always resistance. So resistance is a part of the process, because the personal self is always afraid to go where there is a chance of transformation. So that I would say the greater there is a possibility of transformation, the more there will be the resistance. So
Yeah.
I know that a few of my clients experienced that, but they realized that it was actually that resistance of their limited personal self, and they just went through that, and of course the transformation happened. And but everyone's transformation is different, of course. Like Lucia was fully ready for that. And if you come with the same approach, like Lucia, like I'm ready to transform. If you have that inside of you, the transformation will be in no time. But if you are like resisting, if you are like you want to transform, but then you don't want to transform, then you will take time. And there is no right or wrong in that. Some takes longer time. For some it happens in no time. So the process is individual, and there is no right or wrong in this case. Everyone has their own unique timeline. But if you are ready for transformation, if you are ready to go all in, full in, all the way, like Lucia, she went through a lot of purging. She went
Yes, a lot. I think I reached my lowest, I would say.
She did not afraid to meet all the things that were coming up. And that's why it happened for her in such a short time, because she was really all in.
Yes, I was so committed to this work with you, very committed. And also, what I really loved was that we were in touch, that I sent you message, you responded within the same day. And it was really, really beautiful. I really loved working with you, Natalia. And I highly, highly recommend you
Yeah.
to everyone who really wants to experience themselves, their true self.
Yeah. So what else would you say if you had to say, well, to someone who is now considering working with me and thinking if it's a good investment or not, what would you say to them?
Like, it's investment in you, you see? So we cannot invest money saying it will not be good investment, you see, because there is immediately this resistance. So once you decide, once you want to work with Natalia, you just go for it. You just go for it because it's like this state of being and the transformational work behind that, it's absolutely worth it. Absolutely worth it. And just go, just go and invest in yourself. Yeah, it's how shall I put it? It's something as I say, I cannot even explain. People were asking me like what it is you are doing, but I'm just like, I don't know how to put words on it. Because it is highly transformational, but in a different way. The the I don't know, as you are saying, Natalia, it's nothing to speak about.
Yes.
This state of me in my body, but then, and I'm sure that for me, it will unfold also in upcoming weeks, because I'm noticing even now the changes in a way how I'm perceiving the world, people. So I would say that we started something, and it's unfolding because it's like homecoming.
Yeah.
So, and I just can't wait next year to really, work with my clients in a different way, because I knew that it will come one day.
Beautiful. Yeah, and that's something that you brought up is quite important to mention. Probably there is that's what is different in this work compared to everything else, is that it's an ongoing process. Is we are activating something deep in you, and the process is not just like one session. We did something at one session and then it's finished, and then it starts to unfold. It's like a flower. It starts opening up, and it
Yeah,
more and more and more. So the work is going beyond the sessions, way beyond the sessions. It's had the transformations happening in day and night, and you're continuing deepening and unfolding in that beautiful purity of your being. It's
yeah,
and there is no limit to that.
absolutely. And what is also very remarkable, it's I thought before that I was in the present moment. I was not. Because now how I'm experiencing being in the present moment is it's different. There is really like during our session, also when I told you, like, I just need to do what you're telling me, and then it's gone because I don't remember it. And it's true that we were so present that after the session, I didn't remember much what we've done. Of course, like deep things which were coming up, of course, I remember. But like during the session, and then when I listened recording, I had to listen it with my eyes open, ears open, that I really know what we were doing, because I was very curious. But the how we function is that we are in the present moment, and then it's just gone.
Yeah.
We don't need to remember. As you said, it's only our mind remember some things. Of course, we need to remember, but our natural state of being is to be present.
Yeah.
And now when I'm having discussion with my niece, and she doesn't remember some things, okay, and my mom, oh, you don't remember? And I said, no, mom, she doesn't remember because she's so fully in the present moment that she doesn't remember. So now I understand her.
Yes, when you are fully now, um, there is no recording of
Yes,
You're not accumulating memory, and that's what people don't know. They say that they think and then they are present. It's not really
Yeah,
being now. Being
exactly.
now is being fully present when there is actually no thinking happening, and then you are so totally in. But there is a different kind of you don't need to remember because you learn immediately by seeing. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're not engaging your mind. So because the pure intelligence operates totally different. It sees and then it understands, and then the learning happened, and then the shift happened. That's why it's so fast. It's like boom, 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 boom.
yeah, exactly. This is what is like boom, 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 like, because it's just like it's so fast. It's very fast.
It's very fast. It's that's why it's pure, or it's called supreme intelligence, because it's very, very fast. The mind is so slow, it needs to learn and memorize. It's not the way things function in pure intelligence. They are fully present, and then it's an instant communication, instant learning. And these sessions also, when we do them like that, it's an instant, well, you can use the word transmission. Yeah, so that's how it happens, because if you are working on the mind, then the process is very, very slow. But when we are in that pure, powerful presence, which is a very powerful energy, then everything happens in an instant.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. And this was very powerful because we didn't need to like command or direct my subconscious mind. It just pop up in this present moment. So it just pop up. And for me, it was like very fascinating. Like, wow.
Yeah, because with the power of pure consciousness,
Mm.
we can penetrate deep down the layers of the subconscious mind and release what is there. So we don't need to do hypnotherapy. We don't need to do anything. Just the power of that pure intelligence.
Yeah, this was very, very powerful. Yeah.
Mm. Okay, my love. Is there anything else that you want to share?
That, you know, therapists, we also need a therapy. Coaches also need help. So, and yeah, what I just would like to mention is that also if someone is working with the clients, yes, that we need to keep ourselves also in a healthy state, in a good state. And so I would say that for service providers who are working with other human beings, this is like the must to do this job, to do this detox, and to really start to create from the purity without the structures. As we said, for leaders it's important
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
bring a new things, approaches to this world.
Yes, absolutely. And it's also very important that you as those who are in service in working with human beings, that they uh, do this work so that they can shift into a different place of consciousness, because you can help someone to the degree of your consciousness,
Yeah,
to the limit of your consciousness. So let's say if you function in the limited personal consciousness, then you can guide someone to the extent of your limits of your personal consciousness. But imagine when you are dissolving that limits, when you just drop all the limits and then start to function from the purity of that vast, incredible intelligence, then the power and potency of your work shifts.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And then you can provide, you can guide someone, or you can support someone in a totally different way, and the power and potency of your work will be totally different. And you will help them to be free from whatever, from their suffering, or from the problem that they are facing in no time.
Absolutely.
And that is something, for example, those who are listening and those who are serving others, who are leaders in service, as I call them. For those of you, if you are interested, there is a program of facilitators where you are coming to that place of pure consciousness and actually learn experientially how to guide someone, and how to change the work that you are doing and integrate it with that purity of consciousness, so that your work has more transformative impact.
Absolutely. I fully agree with you, Natalia. This is so important.
So, Lucia, thank you so much for coming today and sharing your experience. And it's been a pleasure to work with you, because for me, it's love to work with people who are drawn to embody their highest human possibility, which is to embody and live that pure consciousness, because I know that these people are so much needed in this world, and I know that you Lucia, you are an incredibly gifted and amazing human being who will create a lot of beautiful things, and I know that your clients will be really blessed to work with you and to experience that purity that you can share with them.
Thank you so much, Natalia, for having me, and thank you so much. I loved co-create and working with you, and yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for our next cooperation, because I'm sure that there is something in the future. Absolutely. And yeah, it's highly important for everyone to, I would say, to work on themselves. And if they feel like being drawn to you, my biggest recommendation.
So thank you so much for,
Thank you.
and thank you so much for watching our conversation. And if you have any questions, just feel free to send me a message on social media, or if you know that you want to work with me, you can fill in the application form, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much.